Hey there. So today we're going to install the Hellwig Helper Springs Load Pro 25 on my 2018 Ford F-150. So we're going to do a couple measurements to see what effect it has on the suspension of the truck, loaded and unloaded before and loaded and unloaded after. So we'll take the first measurement. 28.5 inches to the top of the bumper unloaded. So now we're going to load my four-wheeler in the back of it and see what it does, and then we'll measure it again. Okay, now that I got my four-wheeler loaded in the back of the truck, let's take another measurement. This Arctic Cat weighs about 450 pounds, so let's see what it does to the standard F-150. So now the measurement is 25 3/4. Before I loaded it, it was 28.5, so it's gone down 2 3/4 inches. That's a lot. Okay, so now we know what the measurement is before and after loaded and unloaded before I put the helper springs on. Let's get to work. Okay, so I got everything unboxed, ready to rock and roll. You can see the helper springs in the back, then all the different parts for it. You're going to need a 7/8 and a 3/4 inch deep socket set. So you can see the crossbars, the rear, the front brackets, the middle brackets, which go over the hat, and then the ones that go over the rear. You see, they're the ones that are offset. The instructions are pretty clear on that. Everything gets a washer. The rear ones get double nutted. The ones over the hat, these in here, are jam nuts. You can see they're a little bit different looking. And then the ones in the front are going to get the double nuts as well. When you lay it out, just make sure that the long pieces go to the rear. All you got to do is take a measurement from at the hat all the way to the end and compare it to the other side. You'll see which is the longer of the two. So I have everything stacked up. These are to the rear. Everything on this side is going to the rear, and that obviously goes to the front where the labels are as well. So let's get started and see how it goes. Should take about I figure about an hour aside. Okay, the helper springs are all installed. Took about an hour and a half with just hand tools. I recommend if you have some power tools, it'd go a lot faster because there's some really long bolts, and those jam nuts are really hard with a wrench. So use an impact next time. I gotta buy one. Anyways, let's measure it now with the helper springs installed. Okay, before we installed the helper springs, it was 28.5. Now we're at 29.25, so it raised it up 3/4 of an inch with the helper springs. Okay, now that's unloaded. Now let's load the four-wheeler back in and see what it does with the helper springs. Okay, now the helper springs are installed. I got it loaded with the four-wheeler again, which weighs about 450 pounds. So let's see what it is now. I believe last time when it was loaded, it was 25 3/4 inches before the helper springs. So now it is 27.5. So that's 1 3/4 inches higher. So that's pretty darn good. I'll be quite happy with that. I think the original height before I put them on was 28.5. Went down to 25 3/4, and so now we're 27.5, fully loaded. So we're sitting pretty good. Okay, just a couple things here. What I'm going to do is, you can see the rear ones kind of hang down a little bit. The bolts extend out probably a good 2.5 3 inches. I got them tightened down all the way. For the preload, they couldn't go any farther because we ran out of thread. But I'm going to drive around with it for a couple days and see how they shake out. Then I'm going to probably cut the threads off so they don't interfere with anything. Look at the front one up here. Got the same issue on the front. They're hanging down about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and they're all the way down. So I got plenty of room in there. You can see as much preload as I can put on as possible. Let's go look at the other side. Okay, so here we are on the passenger side. I am going to have to cut it off because you can look down there. You can see that the one bolt is only about 1/8 of an inch above the muffler. The inside bolt, the outside bolt's got plenty of clearance, but I'll ride around with those for a couple days and I'll cut them off. Now let's take a look at the front one up here. Plenty of clearance in there. They're snugged all the way down, as much preload as possible, so I'll cut those off as well. The ones on the U-bolts on either side of the hat, they're not a big deal, so I'm just going to leave those where they are. So there we go. Quite pleased with the installation. Very easy to do. Just recommend using power tools next time. Thank you much. Take care.